Microsoft is pulling their recall. It needs to be delayed. Intel confirmed why their chips are unstable, except they didn't, and AMD's new integrated GPUs, they're so freaking fast. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Monday, June 17th, 2024. We're going to start off today talking about Microsoft Recall, which is a feature that's supposed to launch in the Copilot Plus laptops that are coming out tomorrow. Now, I'm not quite clear if there are reviews that are going to be coming out of these new Snapdragon X mobile devices that are supposed to release tomorrow, if there's reviews coming out today. I have not been filled in on any embargo or release date information with regards to all of that. I only have what's publicly available, and right now it is that Microsoft doesn't think that Recall is available. This thing that would snapshot everything that you do on your PC and essentially become a gigantic keylogger isn't ready for prime time. With Microsoft moving it from a preview experience broadly available for Copilot Plus PCs to a preview that's only available in the Windows Insider program, making sure that it can be tested a little bit further, and Microsoft saying that they're doing this to ensure the experience meets its high standards for quality and security, which is a good thing. This is the right move, especially after how less than stellar the implementation was in its beta. I'm happy to see this, but they're also updating Recall so that it has a new feature known as Screen Ray, which allows you to examine anything that's happening on your screen at a given time, as opposed to just using your eyes. You can use Screen Ray now. It kind of pulls up the screenshot and it examines everything that's going on. The examples that are given for this is like, especially if you have a document that needs to be translated, it can easily do that in something like Notepad, which seems to be a very narrow subset of people who would want to use this, but it could be there for the AI to tell you exactly what you're doing at the moment that you're doing it. And you know, you're probably going to need an AI to help examine your dreams because you don't know what's going on, and you can do that from today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Helix Sleep, because right now Helix wants you to know they're running their 4th of July sale. You can get 30% off Luxe and Elite mattresses plus 2 free pillows, or 25% off site-wide. It's a better time than ever to upgrade your mattress with Helix Sleep. And Helix is proud to bring you the best in custom premium mattresses delivered straight to your door. Your mattress will arrive rolled up in a box to save you from struggling with the huge mattress that you gotta finagle through the doorway. Additionally, Helix offers a 100-night sleep trial with free shipping to make sure you truly love your new mattress. And when you do decide to keep your mattress, Helix also offers a 10-year warranty, financing options, and flexible payment options to ensure a great night's sleep is ready for everyone. And I've got to tell you, I've been on a Helix Sleep mattress for years at this point. We're coming up to 3 years here in Pennsylvania, which is ever since I moved to this house in PA. The Helix Sleep mattress was waiting for me at my door, and I've gotten a glorious night of sleep every single night as long as I'm home. And when Reece was here last year, he had a Helix Sleep mattress from his initial US stay in 2020, and he was very upset that he had to leave his again because Helix Sleep gives you premium mattresses customized to fit your needs and conveniently again shipped straight to your door. Helix is very easy to unbox and get it set up within moments. Helix also offers a sleep quiz so that you can personalize your bed to your needs, whether that's for you or you and your sleep partner, and that could be based on your body type and your sleep preferences. I'm a side sleeper while my wife likes to sleep on her stomach. We both like a medium mattress, so we got paired up with the Dusk Luxe mattress, and it's been our favorite of ours ever since. And having just spent the last 2 weeks in Taipei covering Computex, I'm so glad to be back home on my Helix mattress. I slept so much. That 12-hour jet lag was rough, and the Dusk Luxe made it easy to sleep off from the hours and hours of travel. Also, what's great about Helix is that their mattresses are fiberglass free, thanks in part to Helix owning their own manufacturing facility, so they can ensure only the best materials make it into their mattresses. You can check out Helix Sleep for yourself via the link below, or go to helixsleep.com/UFD Tech to save 30% on the Luxe and Elite mattresses plus 2 free pillows, or 25% off site-wide. As always, a huge thank you to Helix Sleep for sponsoring today's video. And while I have high praise for my mattress, a lot of people don't have high praise for ASUS's RMA process, and this has been something that's come to light as of late, and ASUS is now taking new steps to address this and offering new options in case you've been burnt by their RMA in the past. So they have a new service update set up, as well as an executive care contact email and email template that you can send forward in case you've struggled with ASUS and getting some of your products repaired properly from them in the past. So you can check it out at the link in the video description, but executive preventativecare@asus.com, where you can share your experience about what your RMA experience was like, given whatever country you're in, and what your disputes are, as well as all the details. And ASUS has a new commitment to how they're going to handle their RMA moving forward, which we have heard before, but hopefully it sticks this time, saying that they're going to deliver clear communication and quotation emails, improve their video and photo documentation in the US and Canada, offer transparent repair reports, enhance service communication, changes to repair prices for component damage, refine repair options for cosmetic damage, and improve quotation accuracy. All good stuff to see there. We'll have to see if they hold to their word moving forward, and we'll have to see if we can hold Reece to the deals today. I hope I can.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals on the internet. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you guys had a good weekend, and I'm having a morning. I broke my glasses right before filming, and I've had to fix it with the whole ball and tape method. Any glasses wearers know my pain right now. Yeah, but I mean, we've got deals. Starting off today, we have the NZXT H5 Flow Compact Mid-Tower ATX case, available in white for a very nice price of $69.99, making it $25 off. And then next, we have this Bestia 47-inch electric standing desk, also available in white or carbon black, for only $99.99, making it $120 off. And hey, even if you replace the desktop eventually, because it is small, it's only 47 inches, you still have an electric desk frame for $99. And then lastly, we have one heck of a combo with this Sticklemonster X Silent Edge Platinum, 850 watt, 80 plus platinum, fully modular fanless power supply that comes bundled up in an early bird bundle with a 27-inch 1080p 240Hz gaming monitor from Sticklemonster, plus a few extra goodies, for only $399.99, making it $150 off the pre-order. And hey, with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you off back to Brett for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Well, Reece, I got a bad deal for anybody who was looking at buying a DJI drone. It turns out that you might not be able to do that in the United States very much longer. We talked about last week how Deepcool can no longer be sold here in the United States because of new sanctions against Russia. Well, it turns out that there's new situations going on with the Countering CCP Drones Act that just got passed in the U.S. House of Representatives and is now in the U.S. Senate. The Countering CCP Drones Act is part of the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act, also known as the financial spending for the U.S. defense, but this is to make it so that DJI can no longer be sold in the United States, even though they are 70% of the world's entire drone market and have been leading that ever since they came out with the Phantom, I believe was the original mainstream one. So many people have DJI drones, but if this passes the Senate, it would make it so that DJI can no longer be sold in the U.S. However, if you do have a drone currently that is made by DJI, it wouldn't necessarily shut that down, but could potentially in future legislation make it so that they can't access certain communication protocols from the FCC, making it very difficult to operate, especially with the features that DJI offers, which is usually ahead of the competition when it comes to things like just obstacle avoidance, GPS tracking, all of that stuff. This is kind of in the same vein as the bill that got passed that's going to ban TikTok here in the United States. It's getting kind of forced in with another bill and is not necessarily passing on its own, but that doesn't mean that it's not then valid legislation here in the US. But we'll keep you updated as all of that progresses. And we've got some updates on Intel's i9 instability situation. You might remember that the Raptor Lake refresh 13900K and 14900K chips were unstable in a lot of people's systems, especially after months of use. And a new report came out saying that Intel found out why. It's just a microcode issue, and you can get it fixed with the little BIOS update, saying that it's an incorrect value in a microcode algorithm associated with the thermal velocity boost feature on the i9 chips, according to an Intel NDA document obtained by Igor's lab. This allegedly is the root issue, with failure analysis showing that if they can modify this and it gets updated in the BIOS by July 19th, everything should be fixed, which all sounds great. It's not necessarily to blame on the motherboard manufacturers for pushing the CPUs too far. It's not necessarily to blame on Intel pushing silicon too hard. It's just a little firmware bug. But it turns out that while Igor's lab and the rest of the media went ahead and published all of this based on Intel's NDA documents, Intel had something else to say, which is that this is not the root cause. Intel came out saying that contrary to recent media reports, Intel has not confirmed the root cause and is continuing with its partners to investigate user reports regarding instability issues on those chips. The microcode patch referenced in press reports fixes a bug, which is real, which they discovered while investigating the instability reports. And while this issue is potentially contributing to instability, it is not the root cause. So this is a good clarification from Intel to let everybody know that, hey, yes, this is going to be a valuable patch. This is actually going to help fix at least one broken part of the chips, but it's not going to necessarily solve the issue for everybody, which I think it would be in Intel's best interest to continue to be forthright and honest with everybody with regards to how all of this is going down, and to correct it before they even publish this themselves. They're responding to somebody who leaked an NDA document. They're like, yeah, that's real, but that's not the entire story. This is the kind of honesty and transparency we need to see coming from Intel, especially when this situation is so delicate when it comes to very expensive processors. But I also just want to remind you that Falcon Northwest has been continuing to test and try different BIOSes, especially for their ASUS motherboards that they ship with their pre-built systems, and they have found that one of the latest BIOSes as of June 4th for the ASUS motherboards appears to actually be quite stable, and so it looks like new fixes are coming along. If you have an ASUS motherboard, check out Falcon Northwest's Twitter posts on this, because they have been testing it themselves, making sure to validate not just Intel's claims, but also ASUS's claims and all of the BIOS updates that they can. This is what you want to see out of a pre-built manufacturer, making sure that their customers are taken care of. And that's where 3 decades of experience and good customer handling comes in. And where AMD's experience comes in is on the graphics side, okay? Intel is starting to get into the graphics. We're looking at XE2. Lunar Lake looks to be a good increase. 50% increase is what Intel's quoting. But now we got leaked benchmarks on what's coming into the new Ryzen AI 300 Strix points. Why did they call it that? It's such a stupid name. I don't want to rant about this anymore, but the integrated GPU based on RDNA 3.5 is nothing to rant about. It's something to get super excited about, because according to leaked benchmarks, we're looking at 25% better than RDNA 3, better than an RTX 2050 dedicated mobile GPU, and better than a GTX 1650 laptop graphics card in a system. So the score in TimeSpy for this chip was roughly 3,600 points, which is significantly better than the Radeon 780M. The Radeon 890M looks to be a beast, beating the GTX 1650 laptop, tying almost with the A370M that Intel has, and being significantly faster than so much around. But one of the things to remember when it comes to this chip is this is not the one that I've been continuously hyping up and been excited for. This is just Strix Point. We're still waiting on Strix Halo, because Strix Point comes with up to 16 compute units. Strix Halo is supposed to come with up to 40 compute units. So it should technically be over double that amount of performance in a singular APU in a laptop setup. So we're still waiting for that to get released / announced later on down the line. But the 890M being that much faster than everything else around it, beating the GTX 1650 laptop, beating an RTX 2050 laptop, it looks to be very competitive. And again, you can add a GPU onto it. You can get your system faster, but having the integrated graphics move that quickly is a good news, not just for laptops, but also gaming handhelds. I'm excited to see what RDNA 3.5 could potentially bring to the latest and next generation of, well, I guess, who's going to update theirs next? RG Ally X just came out. They're not updating. Legion Lite's not supposed to be a performance upgrade. Maybe Steam Deck 2 next year? I don't know. It's got me itching to get one all around. And I'm itching to get to your comments from last week's episode of Hot News. Over on Floatplane, we had Kryptonite responding to the ad injection part of YouTube putting ads in line with the video. I actually saw somebody who got this. They screen recorded it happening, and there is no way for you to skip it. Ad blockers don't work on it. It's an ingenious system for YouTube, but Kryptonite saying, and that's why I'm glad y'all are on Floatplane, where you can get our videos ad-free, also without sponsors, in case that's what you want. Then over on YouTube, we got Sid Liv saying, sounds like an Apple OpenAI marriage. Hopefully there won't be a huge acrimonious divorce in the future. If I had to guess, and this is just me prognosticating based on my sensibilities, I don't necessarily expect OpenAI and Apple to necessarily break up. I think Apple is just going to have them there, kind of like a patchwork necessity at the moment, but they're busy building out their own large language models, building everything on their own hardware. If I had to guess, I don't see OpenAI necessarily being a choice that most Apple users end up going with after the first year or two, just based on how much Apple can improve their own large language models, and also how much they're going to improve their hardware to support their LLMs. Because one of the issues that people have with Apple's intelligence is that it can only run on the 15 Pro and Pro Max. It doesn't apply to the rest of the regular iPhone lineup. And so once Apple starts shipping devices with more RAM, who would have thought you needed to do that, Apple? I could potentially see that it's not necessarily a divorce, but it's just kind of OpenAI withers to what Apple's been able to make use of in their own ecosystem. And then I asked about whether or not people would want me to review the new Snapdragon X devices that are coming out tomorrow. Panda Pip saying would definitely be interested in a Snapdragon X review. Try P Boomer saying, no, Brett, I couldn't care less about Snapdragon if I'm honest. Recall, don't trust it to ever be deactivated regardless of settings, is why I will never own a Snapdragon laptop, as they don't come without it. So personally, I don't really care about them. Qualcomm are just another Apple to me, wanting to kill tech interest, making it boring to work on and look at with a poor upgrade path and zero repairability. Basically, like Apple, Qualcomm just wants you to buy a new one every year, sit down and shut up. So for me, they go against everything I love about tech. So when it comes to Qualcomm and Apple, I'm out. But then how do you know that if nobody reviews it? If nobody tells you anything about the device and you don't buy it, how do you know? But Daniel Harris got my number saying straight just looking for any justification to buy one. Yes. I mean, I don't need it. I have hardware that's faster than it. I'm interested in the new thing and I'd like to check one out. And then we got RC Villapando saying, Brett, you got featured in CNN about the AI priest. You didn't link it. You didn't provide any sort of documentation. Now I gotta Google it. Oh yeah, look at me, there I am on this video from CNN. Hey, but they're probably gonna strike this video and cool, fun, hey, mainstream media. And I'm gonna stream on out of here because I'm done maining hot news today. Bye.